Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what do people secretly like about you. So before we get started with your pile selection, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Keen. So this is how my best friend almost ruined my relationship. It started with a missed call from Emily on my boyfriend Kyle's phone at a weird time. Then I saw a missed call from Kyle on Emily's phone as well. I wondered why they'd call each other while I'm at work. My heart raced. I trust them, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I felt uneasy about Emily before. A year ago, I noticed how she and Kyle seemed to click, sharing jokes and glances that made me uncomfortable. Once I even caught Emily smiling at a message from Kyle, and when I asked him about it, he said it was private. I just dismissed it as paranoia due to my trust issues, but the doubt lingered. The new incident made my old suspicions resurface. Kyle became more secretive, always on his phone, which was unusual for him, and Emily started cancelling plans last minute, which wasn't like her. Everything seemed off and my anxiety grew. I confronted Kyle about the call, but he brushed it off as a mistake. But when I asked Emily, she said she didn't even remember calling at all. Their vague answers made me even more anxious. I needed to know the truth, so that's when I decided to consult with a tarot reader from Keen. I browsed Keen's website, searching for the right psychic for my situation. I found one specializing in relationship readings with great reviews. But it was her energy that caught my attention, so I decided to consult with her, hoping she could reveal the truth. I explained my fears and asked for clarity. As she began typing, I just felt a gnawing anxiety, fearing the truth I might hear. She told me the cards speak of betrayal, and my stomach dropped. Then she added, but they also speak of celebration, a union of hearts. Confused and frustrated, I asked, what does that mean? Her vagueness felt like torture. The truth lies in what you choose to see. The betrayal may not be what you think. Sometimes the heart sees what it fears, not what is real, she responded. I left the chat more confused than ever. Over the next few days, her words echoed in my mind, turning every interaction with Kyle and Emily into something sinister. The final straw came when I saw Kyle and Emily together at a coffee shop, speaking in hushed tones. They didn't see me, but I saw enough to confirm the worst. I left in tears. Back home, I felt broken. How could they betray me? But as I paced around, the tarot reader's words returned to me. Celebration? Union of hearts? Could there be another explanation? The next day, I decided to confront them. I know something's going on, I blurted out. Just tell me the truth. Kyle and Emily exchanged a glance, then smiled. We were going to tell you tonight, Emily said softly. Tell me what, I demanded. Kyle pulled out a small velvet box. We've been planning a special anniversary surprise for you. Our 3-year anniversary is next month. Emily helped me because you trust her taste more than mine. My mind reeled as everything fell into place. The strange calls, the secret meetings, the cryptic conversations. It was all for me. I felt a flood of relief and guilt. The tarot reader's words made sense now. The betrayal was actually my own mistrust, twisted by my fears. I hugged them both, tears streaming down my face as the weight of doubt lifted. They've been planning something beautiful for me, not against me. So I realized that sometimes trust means choosing to see love, even when fear blinds you. I hope you enjoyed that little nugget of my personal life, and if you've had thoughts about something you need clarity on, Keen connects you with talented psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can get a reading whenever it suits you. Just create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. Each reader has unique gifts and specialties, so whether you need insights on love, career, or life in general, they can provide deeper understanding and guidance. Choose whichever reader best suits you, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. It's always best to get a personal psychic reading if you'd like more accurate information on your situation, because it is directed only to your energies. Now, here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 5 minutes for only $1. Go to trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to receive a discount on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this partnership opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So getting back to your pile selection, for pile number 1, we have Pyrite with the heart chakra. For pile number 2, we have Malachite with Mercury. And for pile number 3, we have Chrysocolla with the earth element reversed. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So hopefully by now you have picked a pile for yourself. If not, you can pause the video. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose this pyrite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what do people secretly like about you. Please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. But if you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I am taking my last bookings for November. I'm almost fully booked. So if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below. So I've already shuffled your cards. You have Super 7 Orisha Star Direction, the card you chose with Moss Agate, Heart Chakra Intention, Pink Amethyst, Soul Star Chakra, and Divine Love, and you have Hematite with Root Chakra and Culmination. So we're first going to take a look at the Oracle cards you have, and then after I'll get your Tarot cards. So what I'm getting, the first thing people secretly like about you, people like the fact that you're somebody that is so in touch with your heart. You could be seen as a very loving person with the heart chakra. You kind of just follow your heart whenever you make decisions. You live life through the heart, and you have a really big heart, and that's what I see people secretly like about you. People secretly feel as though you're so lovable, where even if they tried to dislike you, it is so hard to dislike you because of how lovable you are as a person. People also secretly like the fact that you are a romantic at heart. Some of you could even consider yourselves hopeless romantics. Maybe you love reading romance books, watching romance movies, series, things like that. Maybe you just love love. Maybe you're always in relationships, or you're just a lover girl, lover boy. Maybe you're always talking about your relationships and things like that. And that's something people secretly like about you. Another thing people secretly like about you is you have a healthy way of expressing your love to others, and you can be a very romantic person if you wanted to be. You can give very thoughtful gifts. You say things that come from the heart, that feel true and genuine when you're speaking to people. You always just make people feel special by the way you show them love, whether that be in physical form, words of affirmation, whatever love language you have. It's like you're always showing people that. You could be that type of person that makes people feel seen on a deeper soul level. And you just make them feel heard. You make them feel loved on a deeper soul level. You kind of give me the vibe of somebody that doesn't see humans or people, but you see souls. And you fall in love with their soul, which is quite interesting. You may be a very spiritual person as well, and if you are, that's something people secretly like about you. What people also secretly like about you is your beauty and the way you look and your aesthetic. Even if they don't compliment you, they're thinking that in their mind. So what I'm seeing is, let's say you wear something and somebody sees you and they don't compliment you, they look at you, and they kind of have a straight face on, so you don't know whether they're admiring you or what they're thinking, or if they're judging, because they have like a straight kind of stoic face where you can't read them. And they're not saying anything to you, but they're secretly like impressed by your style or by the way you look. There's also something about your cooking, because I'm tasting food now. So if you ever cook for people, or maybe you just have like a very good taste in food, where people like the same food as you, or like the restaurants you take them to, something about food's coming through, and that's something people secretly like about you. And even if you don't cook, you could just be a foodie where people secretly like that quality, that trait about you. You could also be a family orientated person, have kids of your own, or want kids of your own one day. And something about you being somebody that really cares about family is something people also secretly like. People secretly like the way you've grown so much. Some of you are into healthy eating, fitness, things like that, journaling, you know, helping your mental health as well, not just physical health. And that's something people secretly like about you. There's something about your height people secretly like. And there's something about you seeming like you just stand tall in a way, regardless of height now. There's just something about you standing tall and looking confident and looking like you're just secure within yourself, if that makes sense. And that's something people secretly like about you as well. I'm also seeing that you could be somebody that doesn't like drama, doesn't like to be involved in drama or negativity. And that's another thing people secretly do like, that you just push away negativity. You don't want to be involved in things like that. You also try to find a way to be secure, whether that be financial security, things like that. Like you always find a way to be safe and secure. Maybe you're somebody that's always saving for a rainy day or something like that's coming through. And there's also something about the decisions you make in life that really help you, that have really gotten you to a place where you've grown in your life, where you've perhaps built something stable for yourself in your life. And people like the decisions you make for yourself. And maybe even the advice you give others when you help them make a decision. You also seem to be somebody that has pure intentions and never has a bad intention towards somebody. Some people also secretly like you because they have a past life with you, but they are not consciously aware of it, but they feel some sort of familiarity with you that they can't put their finger on. I will also say with this pile, some of you have healed people pleasing tendencies, or you've healed in a way where you are now able to use your voice and set boundaries, but maybe before you weren't like that. What I will say is be careful of people that like you when you're not setting boundaries, but then when you all of a sudden set boundaries with them or speak your truth with them, then they start acting a certain type of way with you. Be careful of those types of people. That's what I will say. People also secretly like the things you have, like your home, your car, things like that. I'm seeing like physical things you have that other people have seen. So maybe you even have like a business of your own. That could be something people like, or like the way your home looks. Something about that is coming through. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull your tarot cards off camera. So pile number one, the next cards you have are the 10 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords reverse, 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and Strength. You could be somebody that is comfortable with your emotional sensitivity, and that's something people secretly like about you, the fact that you're not afraid to feel your feelings or express your feelings and be vulnerable with the people around you. The reason I say so is because I'm seeing Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, and she has that sensitive side to her. She's such a cute person, character, and maybe people could see you as cute in that way, regardless of gender. So that's what I see. I also see homebody energy. I see a lot of earth energy. I see the family orientated energy again with the 10 of Pentacles. Maybe some of you even have like a lot of pets or have a love for dogs. That's what I'm seeing as well. People could also secretly like the fact that you are a hard worker. And you tend to really go after your desires and dreams with the 9 of Cups. You tend to believe that wishes and dreams can come true, regardless of where you're currently at right now. You could be that type of person that has a situation where it feels like your circumstances are against you, but you still go towards your dreams, desires, and wishes anyway, and believe that it can come true, that anything good can happen, regardless of your external circumstances right now. Maybe some of you believe that you can manifest your dream life, and that's something people secretly like about you. Sometimes their reaction towards it might be a little bit negative, but it's just because maybe it triggers some kind of feeling within them where maybe they don't believe in their own dreams. And after that trigger is released, they realize they secretly like that about you because maybe it teaches them to not give up on their own dreams. And that's something I see. People secretly feel as though you are an inspiration to them, and that's what they like about you, but I don't see them actually telling you that. Another thing I see people secretly liking about you is the fact that when you want something like a person in your life, or you're friends with somebody, or you're dating somebody, like you'd like to believe that you can spend forever with them. And I know people might have that initial reaction of forever because maybe it's rare to see that actually happen, but with you, maybe you have that strong belief in true love that, you can find the right person for you. You know what I mean? And that's what I see here. Someone here could have recently celebrated Halloween and dressed up in a nice costume, and people were secretly admiring that. The reason I say so is because I'm looking at this cup and it kind of looks like a bat wing, which reminds me of Halloween. And now I'm thinking of like costumes and things like that. So, yeah, if you dressed up for Halloween, people secretly liked how you dressed up. Or let's say you didn't dress up, but you had like a gathering at home and you baked some things or cooked some things or made some nice cocktails or something, something about Halloween's coming through. Maybe somebody here likes horror movies or something like that, something along those lines. So just take it how it resonates for you. People also secretly like you and your whole family and the people you're close to and like the relationships you have there. People also secretly like some of the traits and qualities you have, whether that be physical or personality traits, where they feel like they'd like to have that themselves. So let's say you have a personality trait or a physical feature, they see it and they secretly like it, but they also secretly wish they could have that trait or physical feature themselves. That's what I see. But they'd never tell you that. Another thing I see that people secretly like about you is how loyal you are, how you never give up, you're so determined, you're so strong. You've been through a lot in life, but you remain strong, and you try to be at peace within your heart. You try to not let difficult moments get to you too much. So this is what I have for you, pile number one. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Oh, and one last thing I'm getting is also your gratefulness. You seem to be a very grateful person and a very positive person that brings light into people's lives, and inspiration as well. So yeah, this is what I have for you. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this Malachite crystal and the Mercury card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what do people secretly like about you. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. I am taking my last bookings for November. After that, I will be taking a break from personal readings and I'm almost fully booked. So if you don't want to miss out, you know what to do. So you have the card that you chose, Emerald, Mercury, and Cognizance. You have Herkimer Diamond with Earth Star Chakra and Alignment. You have Red Jasper with Etamine Star Conviction. And you have South Node in the reverse with Boundaries and Labradorite. So what I'm seeing with you immediately is you could activate things within people. You could sometimes come into people's lives to show them something about themselves, teach them a lesson, or help them in some way, whether you do it intentionally or not. Sometimes your energy or presence just helps them heal. This is my pile of healers, okay? I'm also seeing that people secretly like your voice with Mercury here. Mercury is also, well, it's a planet of communication in the mind, so people also secretly like your intelligence, the way your mind works, your opinions, the way you think about things, like your opinions and the way you think about things and the way you express your thoughts to the world and the way your voice sounds as well. People also secretly like the way your eyes look and the way you look in general. People also secretly like your confidence or the effort you put into your look. People secretly like how self aware you are, how aware of things you are that most people aren't aware of. Like you just notice things very easily. This could also be my intuitive pile. You also are a very hopeful, uplifting person to others. You speak in a way that comes across as like very positive, where it uplifts people. You never, say mean things to people or rude things to people. You always try to uplift them in some way or, make them see something good about themselves. You also make people feel seen in some way, and it feels like you're seeing right through them. You could also be good at writing, communication, music, anything to do with the voice or like the mind. Maybe you're very smart, maybe you got very good marks, in school or with your degree or whatever. There's something about that coming through. Someone here has an angular face shape, and people secretly like that. That won't resonate with everybody. People also secretly like the jewelry you wear, the perfume you wear, or the way you smell. People also secretly like how mysterious and private you seem to be. You don't share everything about yourself to the whole world. You know that you want to hold and maintain a certain level of privacy, where not everybody deserves every detail about what's going on in your life. There's also something about you being the type of person that has transformed a lot with the South Node in the reverse. You've clearly got out of your comfort zone, even though it was very hard to. You've transformed into a newer version of self, where you try not to go back to old ways. You try to let go of past people and leave them in the past. Since the resolve card is in the reverse at the back of the deck, you could also be the type of person that doesn't want to resolve things with past people. Like you'd rather move on. You'd rather not go back there because, if they're in the past, they're in the past for a reason. You could be the type of person that only cuts people out of your life if they do something really bad. And if you believe that it's just not healthy for you to be in that connection anymore, where you've called them out, you've set boundaries, but they just don't listen or they don't respect you. So you cut people out of your life for a good reason. And you do give people second chances, but you're also not looking at situations with rose-colored glasses. You're aware of when it's time to leave a situation and when it's no longer serving you, and you don't want to go back. And that's something people secretly like about you. Maybe they struggle with going back to past people, even if they're not good for them. So you leave the past in the past and you try to move forward. You try to become a better version of yourself. You're clearly not the person you used to be. And that's something people secretly like about you, how much you've transformed and changed as a person. There could also be something about past lives influencing this life, to do with your gifts, to do with the things you're good at. So there's something about people looking at you as if you're very talented or as if you're good or gifted at something. Even if you don't know what you're good at yet, other people could notice this. And this could be influenced by past lives where you worked on this in past lives. So say you're really good at music in this lifetime. Who knows? You could have been a musician. You could have been a musician in a past life. Say you're really good at tarot in this life. Maybe you used your intuition a lot in past lives. Say you're really good at writing. Maybe you wrote in past lives. Whatever it is, there's something you're good at or something you're talented at that people secretly admire and like. People secretly like the way you call people out, and you know the time and the place. You know when it's the right situation. You know how to set boundaries with people without coming across as too harsh. You know how to communicate certain things in the best possible way that are difficult to communicate. You're also a very truthful person, and that's something people secretly like about you. You're also somebody that is admired secretly for your strength and your power. People see you as a powerful person that has a lot of potential to grow into a better version of yourself. And you have been through a lot of in life, but you're also very strong where you haven't let that destroy you or break you down. Instead, you let that pressure turn you into the diamond you are today. You've clearly transformed here, and that's what I keep seeing. Some of you could have also hosted parties or get-togethers where people had a lot of fun and people secretly like the way you host. Or people secretly think you're a lot of fun to be around whenever they go out with you or go to places with you. People secretly like the way you take photos of them. If you've ever taken photos of other people, it just looks very nice where they like the photo you took of them. People also secretly like your music taste, the books you read, the things you recommend to them. So say you recommend a TV show to somebody and they watch it and they really like it. I'm seeing something like that, but take it as it resonates. People also secretly like that you're a very comforting person. Whenever people are around you, they just feel safe in your presence. People are also secretly attracted to you in a very sensual way. So oftentimes they like um the way you are like so sexy, or the way you express your sensuality to the world, but they keep it to themselves. They don't tell you about it. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull your tarot cards off camera. Okay, so you have the Page of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, the Magician reversed, the Hermit, the Tower reversed. So I do sense and pick up on a lot of Virgo energy within this pile, Gemini. Also, I'm picking up quite strongly on Pisces and Sagittarius, but mostly Virgo. Okay, and Gemini. People secretly like the way you act, like the way you not act like on stage, but like act in front of people. The way you kind of portray yourself to the world, your persona, if that makes sense. People also secretly like your ambition when it comes to like your career and things like that. It seems like you want to achieve a lot. It seems like you want to make a lot of money in this lifetime, or you have the potential to. So people secretly like that fact about you. You're not scared to take risks or leaps of faith towards the things you want in life. But you also plan properly towards it. You don't just take a risk that could potentially lead to a downfall of yours. You make sure you plan properly before you go out and just do it. So you don't come across to others as a reckless person, but you also are willing to take certain risks in life to get to where you want. And that is something that is highly admired. I pick up people admire you a lot secretly, okay? People also secretly like how peaceful and grounded you seem to be to the public, yet at the same time, you know how to have fun, you know how to be free, you know how to make other people feel free, and just like be yourself in a way. You are very fun to be around, but you also like your alone time, so you could be like an ambivert. Where sometimes you like to hang out with people, but sometimes you like your alone time. And that's what I pick up with you, and that's something people secretly like, especially people that maybe want to learn from you, and learn to be alone and not rely too much on outside people or be codependent on others. So that's something I do see. People also secretly like the fact that you are very smart in a way when it comes to knowing like when people are lying, being a good judge of character, not being able to be manipulated by a person. That's what I see. You're also the type of person that can be charismatic, but you use it for good ways. Like, let's say you work in sales, you're very good at selling things. You know what I mean? That's what I also see. And what I also see is that you can make something out of nothing. Like, you have that Midas touch where everything you touch turns to gold. Pile number 2. You have this touch of luck to you that people see within you, where whatever you touch or come near just becomes very lucky immediately. I'm also seeing the year of the dragon. Some of you could be the year of the dragon. And I'm seeing that you could be somebody that really is truly trying to get to know yourself on a deeper level. You're a deep thinker. You're very introspective. And there's something about that, like you getting to know yourself on a deeper level, that people secretly like. People secretly like when you get excited to talk about something. Like, let's say you're talking about a hobby of yours or something that you're about to do and you're excited. People secretly like that. People also secretly like the fact that you're a good problem solver, but not only that, you know how to solve problems and see problems before it even happens. You give great advice as well. So let's say you see a person doing something and you're like trying to help them in a way because you can see that if they continue doing it in this way, it's going to lead to this problem. And maybe they don't listen to you at first because they're stubborn, but then they see later on you're actually right. So you're very good at detecting problems before it even becomes a problem. You're very organized, you're very meticulous, planned. That's kind of what I see here. And I pick up that you're like a very internal person. Like, maybe you're somebody that's always thinking about something deeply. Like, you're always going within, if it makes sense, like a very internal person rather than somebody that's very external in a way. So what that means is like maybe you're always thinking, you're not always speaking to people or focusing on external things. You also focus on like, how am I feeling? Like, things like that. What are my dreams? What are my goals? Like, things like that. If you are creative in any way, people secretly like that about you. You could also be somebody with a funny sense of humor, so people secretly like your jokes. And I also see something about believing in the impossible or believing you can make the impossible possible. You have a great imagination and an outside of the box thinking that people secretly like as well. And you know how to use that great imagination to visualize your dream reality, to visualize the things you want to create in life. And you actually plan to move towards that. So you use that almost like childlike imagination, childlike wonder to figure out what you actually want in life. And then you plan towards it. So you're not just daydreaming about what you would like, but you actually, take steps towards it and plan properly. And that's something people secretly like about you. So this is what I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this Chrysocolla crystal and the card of the earth element reversed, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what do people secretly like about you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates to leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I'm taking my last few bookings for November. I'm almost fully booked. So if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below. So your cards, this card you chose is the Earth Element, Turquoise, Perseverance reversed. It's actually funny that all your cards are reversed. So you have Neptune, Larimar Perspective reversed, Pluto, Black Tourmaline Regeneration reversed, Moon, Calcite, and Transition reversed. And at the back of the deck, you have the card Consciousness with the third eye chakra. So this pile could be very intuitive. You could bring hidden things to light. You could bring hidden truths to light that people didn't even consider in the first place. Sometimes people suspect certain things, but they don't have proof towards it. But you see the facts of a situation immediately. Maybe a lot of you have claircognizance where you just know things, you know certain truths. You're very intuitive in a way where you can see right through people. Let's say somebody's putting on a certain persona and pretending to be a certain way or portray themselves in a certain way, even when they're not. You see right through it, even if other people are almost like manipulated by them. Like, let's say a person's very charismatic and they seem all on the outside like everything's okay, but deep down, maybe they do really bad things or they are very shady in nature. Like, you can see right through that. And you bring certain hidden truths to light that may not be easy to hear at first. People may be in denial at first, but once they actually fact checked the situation you spoke about or saw right through, they realized that you were right. And the truth did eventually come to light. So that's what I see here. People secretly like the fact that you're always right about a situation. You always see the unseen. You always see things before other people pick up on it, where maybe they don't think they need to protect themselves from that person or that situation, but you can see it. At one point, maybe some of you doubted your intuition or still struggle with doubting your intuition. People think that you shouldn't because it's very on point. That's something they secretly like about you, how on point your intuition is and your spiritual gifts and abilities. And even if they don't think the word intuition, there's just something about that they secretly like. What people also secretly like about you is you're a very unique person and you don't try to change yourself to fit in. You don't try to change yourself to please others. You are the way you are, and if they don't like you, then so be it. Then they're not part of your, soul family. They're not meant to be around you. And because you're so authentic to yourself and you don't try to change yourself to please others, people like that about you secretly. Like, they look up to that quality you have secretly because maybe they struggle with those things. People also secretly like the fact that you don't see it necessary to protect yourself that much. So hear me out when I say this. So for example, let's say spiritually, you don't see the need to do like protection work because you know that maybe God, the universe, already has your back, or you don't feel the need to wear evil eyes because although maybe you do see that it's true and it can affect you, you believe that, the universe is protecting you. Something like that's coming through, or I'd rather not live my life in fear. If I want to go out, I want to go out. I can't live my life in fear that, something bad's going to happen. That's the kind of energy I feel. It's not a naivety because you do know that it's there, but you'd rather not live in fear. And that's what I'm talking about with Black Tourmaline reversed. So let's say you wanted to travel and a family member's like, oh, but that place is so dangerous. Aren't you scared to go there? But like, you want to travel there. You've already booked the ticket. And I'm not saying you should go to dangerous places, but you get what I mean. Maybe you're not going to a dangerous area in that country, but you're going to like a safer area and you've read up on things on how to protect yourself there, maybe from like scammers and things like that. So either way, you already planned the trip you're going. That's kind of the vibe I feel as an example. You're also somebody to not sweep things under rugs. Some people just sweep things under the rug. They pretend it's not there until it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Spirit is showing me, quote unquote, the chair. I don't know if any of you have ever had this where like you put all your clothes in the chair and eventually it builds up. Spirit is showing me that. So sometimes when we sweep things under the rug, they build up until it becomes something enormous and something you can't run from or hide from anymore. And then it becomes difficult to actually sift through that and figure out what we're feeling because we sweep so much things under the rug. So, for example, if I sweep things under the rug within my relationships, eventually so much resentment builds up that I just lash out at the person. You know what I mean? And you call things out as they are. You're a truthful person and you bring things to light. You don't believe in hiding things, hiding your emotions, hiding what you're truly feeling. You know how to have difficult conversations with people, and hopefully, those difficult conversations can bring change. You're not afraid to also share your opinions, even if other people may not have the same viewpoint or belief as you or perspective of you. And you're, again, just being authentic to you. Let's say you have an opinion on something that other people do not agree with. You're not going to change your opinion just because they don't agree with it, because maybe you have a totally different perspective than them. And that is something people secretly like about you, that I'm hearing you stand on business, okay? Like you don't change your opinions just to please others or your perspectives on things because they haven't walked through life through your shoes. They don't see life through your eyes or know why you feel that way or think that way about a certain situation. So you're not going to compromise your beliefs. You respect other people's, but you're not going to compromise your own. And that's something people secretly like. You're also someone that sees through illusions quite easily, more than the average person. I pick up that you have like this strong detective energy of like, I just see things that other people might not see. Um, so say for example, you're in a situation where you see a friend is trapped in an illusion of thinking this person is like everything to them, but that person, you believe that that friend deserves a lot better than just that person. But they're trapped in the illusion of like, oh, this is love, this is true love. That's an example. The reason I say so is because I'm seeing Coraline, but I'm seeing you as like a character that's not actually in the movie that warns Coraline to not go through the door. And I'm hearing that line that goes like, Caroline, Caroline, you are in great danger, or dear danger, something like that. So I'm hearing that like you just pick up on those things before it happens, or your intuition tells you don't go to that place, like, so you don't go to that place, or like your intuition picks up on things and then you call somebody and you're like, are you safe? Like, don't go to this place because I just have this bad feeling. Like, that type of energy is coming through. I also see here that you're somebody that doesn't give up on things you want, even when it comes to the point where it just feels like you want to give up. It just feels like you're hopeless. You just try not to give up. You try to keep going. You try to persevere. And that's something people secretly like about you. Even in those moments where you feel like ungrounded, unstable, like where you can't see the light at the end of this tunnel, you still try to keep this perspective of, I can do this. I can push through. I can, follow through on this, even though I feel like giving up. But I'm not going to give up. You're also someone that does things or thinks in a very different way to most people. I'd say you think in a higher perspective, but you can also understand lower perspectives. So, say for example, somebody has an opinion that you maybe disagree with. where you can see why they have that opinion, but other people, their first reaction would be to get angry at the person because they believe something else. They have a different opinion. But you can see why that person has that opinion. Maybe based on the way they were brought up, based on their childhood, based on trauma, things like that. And you understand that. Even if you don't agree with it, you understand it, and you hold a certain level of compassion. Let's say, for example, you see a person going through addictions, and while you want to keep that person safe and you don't agree with them going through those addictions, maybe you can understand what brought them there in the first place. Whereas other people, their first reaction would just be to judge. Like, you don't judge people when they're at their lowest moments. And that's what I'm also getting. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull your tarot cards off camera. Okay, so the next cards you have are the King of Cups, the Knight of Swords reversed, the Knight of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Devil. So I pick up that you're somebody that goes against the status quo, that again doesn't try to fit in. You stand out in a way, and that's something people definitely secretly admire about you. And there's something about you remaining true to your desires that most people would pretend they don't have. So, for example, let's say, you are struggling with money and you want to build your own sense of financial security. Maybe you're not there yet, but you desire maybe a luxurious lifestyle, not lifetime. But maybe that word came out for a reason. Maybe you desire luxury and you're not afraid to admit that. Or, even if people think, okay, this person seems really materialistic, that's your desire, you're not afraid to admit that. Let's say you try not to be too humble. You try to be proud of your accomplishments. You try to take up space and not make yourself small. And even if people were to have an opinion of you that is not true, where they project onto you that you're egotistical, you don't care because you just want to be confident in yourself. There's something about not caring about what other people think of you, or what other people project onto you, where that's not true, but they're seeing it in that perspective, and you don't care. You really don't care. And there's also something about being comfortable with your sensuality. There's also something about, again, you just being confident and owning your power, and not being humble in a way, or overly humble where you don't accept compliments, and where you almost you don't make yourself small, if that makes sense. So that's something people secretly admire. People secretly admire the fact that you're able to walk away from certain things because you understand that it's just not something you desire or want anymore, and go towards something new. So take that in whatever way it resonates for you. You don't try to force something that isn't working. If you see it as a loss, it's a loss, and you rather would let go of it now than try to hold on to it, even if it's not working. So you know how to let go of your attachment towards certain things that maybe you wanted in the past, where you see that it's just not working anymore. And it's not the same as giving up, but it's focusing on a new desire that actually works. Where again, you don't give up, but then when it comes to things that are not working, you also know when to just try something new and let go of that, okay? People could see you as a very attractive, sensual, sexy person. And I definitely see your body and the way you look. Something about that, people being secretly attracted to. People secretly thinking you're very sexy and all of that. People secretly like the way you view love, your perspective of love, even if it might be different to other people's perspectives. Also, when I saw this Knight of Swords reverse, something made me laugh because I saw a vision of the Fairly Odd Parents, where Cosmo and Wanda are there, And I can't remember if it was Cosmo or Wanda, but they're kind of like on a bicycle, and I can't remember the episode exactly how it went, but they're like on a bicycle and they're trying to power something up, and they just like keep bicycling even though they're like very skinny at this moment. Like they look almost famished because they've been bicycling so long. And I'm seeing that. So again, there's something about not giving up, even when you feel like you're at the point of like you want to give up. Take that how it resonates. That could be within the gym, that could be at work, that could be anything at all. Just take it as it resonates. I also see something about being emotionally stable, and even in moments when you feel like you're losing your cool or you are starting to get very emotional about a situation, you try to remain calm and composed anyways. You try to come back to the self, breathe, and you try to not like react emotionally to things. And that's also something people secretly like about you. So this is where I'm going to leave your reading. I do hope this resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.